This show would not be possible without this episode's major sponsor, TSA. Theatre Safe Australia is an Australian-based company that exists to create solutions for the entertainment industry. Go to theatresafe.com.au. Pity they couldn't have helped the idiots from this show with their writing. Ladies and gentlemen, and bald-headed babies, welcome to The Roadie Show.
Welcome back.
Save live music.
Treason's greeting, Roadie Show fans.
In pitch never done, Christian and Harrison.
Oh, hey, it really stinks here. Why are we doing the show from inside a bin?
Because you two imbeciles spent the Theatre Safe Australia budget on some cockamamie TV celebrity chef's anti-COVID lamp, plugged it into the three-phase, rendering the time-space continuum out and making the show budgetless and us homeless.
Well, we're all going to be homeless come April, so get used to it.
Yeah, that crow over there eating the empty hamburger wrapper is pretty much the state of the music industry at the moment.
And then there's a downside.
Thanks, Hunter.
Well, this paper says that I've got to give this one of my brilliant ideas, seeing as your last show bag was such a miserable failure.
Show bag?
Full of shit.
At least have a Phantom comic and a Birdie Beetle, though, yeah?
Now, it says here they are paying cash for fit, hot male specimens to participate in fertility trials. No! For the greater good, Harry.
Hey! Good luck, old boy.
Okay, look, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it.
Great.
I'll be back in like 13 seconds.
Good luck out there.
I need a little help.
A little help.
There you go. Yeah.
Sanitize.
Good luck. Bye.
Save live music. Contact your local member.
Hey, how long's Harry been gone, mate?
About 9 months, I reckon.
Oh, we better go look for him.
You've had a strong third quarter.
You got the big last quarter, you got the wind. Now go the top. Please! Oh, I better do something.
Wazalenko, you beauty.
You're going to say you've never really seen a roadie in the flesh.
It's always been
They are real. It's not like
pretty cool, other than the fact that sometimes they don't plug certain speakers in. I remember doing one gig where half the side wasn't even on because it was like something not plugged in.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean,
you know,
it's probably not normally
that
the
was just
roadie's
a
thing,
normal-
but still. I
normal
mean,
thing.
I think you're doing the thing that they're there to blame. That's what you're like. Oh, this
Yeah.
is my amp's not.
Yes.
This is in the wrong
But-
spot. Which this is
Oh,
someone's
look,
fault.
I think that's a good point. It's good to blame them for things. If it's not working out, you go, sorry.
Hey, we're here on the roadie show,
Damn
so
roadies.
thanks for having us here. Did
oh,
you
yeah.
forget?
No, I forgot that. Yeah, jeez.
Save live music.
Hi, guys. We're King Canyon, and we're on the Roadie Show. I know we've been talking for a short time, long distance. But if I don't hear your sweet voice, I'm gonna die. I know it's crazy, but I need it so badly. If I don't get your sweet love, I'm gonna die. How I long to hear you late at night. I know it ain't right so soon, but if I don't hear your sweet voice, I feel like I wanna cry. I wanna cry. I've been waiting for a long time, dreaming of a woman like you. And I've got a feeling so good inside. If I don't get your sweet loving, mama, I'm gonna die. How long to hear you late at night? I know it ain't right so soon, but if I don't get your sweet loving, I feel like I wanna cry. I wanna cry. Oh Lord. Oh yeah. Oh baby, it's a feeling I can't describe. You make me feel alive. Every time I hear your voice, I feel so good inside. Oh Lord, how I long to hear you late at night. I know it ain't right so soon, but if I don't hear your sweet voice,
G'day, Darren Hawthorne here, calling in from Melbourne, Victoria, on the eve of a level 4 lockdown. And if you're doing the right thing, you're staying at home, you're wearing a mask, and you're watching a Roadie show. And not necessarily in that order.
It's safe enough for sport, it's safe enough for live music. All ships rise with the tide. Help the live music sector now before it's too late.
Hey, Oysters, who's this guy?
Yeah, g'day here. My name's Simon Christian, otherwise known as Shrimp. I'm filling in for Christian McBride, so I guess they kind of sent the wrong Christian to do this this interview today with Mike Emerson, legend of the business. How you going, Mike?
Yeah, pretty good. I don't know about legend of the business.
But yeah, let's kick it off. Tell us a little about yourself and your career and what you've been able to do.
I came from Dunedin, New Zealand, with a band called Mother Goose, who also came largely from Dunedin, New Zealand. And we came over to Australia in about 1976. So straight into it, driving across the Nullarbor, 48 degrees, no air conditioning, all of that kind of stuff, you know.
Is the Nullarbor kind of like holding a rock out in front of you and just looking at it for 48 hours?
Absolutely. It's like watching a big television set, which is the windscreen of the truck. And that's the most boring program you've ever seen in your life.
Well, tell me some of the highlights and some of the things. You've been to America, you've worked with the Stones, or worked on the Stones show.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, with Mother Goose we spent 10 months in America, 5 months in LA and about 5 months in New York City, which was fantastic, I loved it. But in LA we did very few gigs with the band. We just were there on the promise of a record deal, which never eventuated. But the Stones shows, I got some casual work with a local sound company, and one of the clients was local FM radio station, which was presenting the Rolling Stones concerts at Anaheim Stadium. And they had Anaheim Stadium, there's car parking for about 3,000 cars each side of the venue, I think it is, so about 6,000, but it's all flat. There's no multi-rise buildings, and it goes for miles. Anyway, there are two big entrance doors, one on either side to the venue, with big verandas, and we put a PA system up on top of one facing that way, one facing the opposite direction on the other side, and pumped music from the FM station out to the punters for about 2 to 3 days as the car parks filled up.
You're there for 3 days. You're setting up the PA, and there's people that are going to. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to get a bigger capacity?
The sooner they get there, the sooner they get down the front of when the doors finally open or the gates finally open. Mm-hmm. So when the gates finally open, they're all queuing up, you know, big snake out of the car park into the distance. And we were just sitting up there, just minding this PA system, making sure it kept going. And we had perfect position to look down, check everything on the gates, the people entering the show. And after a few hours, we began to see a bit of a pattern where they were, well, put it this way, they were really into their recycling over there.
Yeah.
Because the LAPD, who were door security, would take all these little plastic baggies off people. Mm-hmm. And some guy with plain clothes who had a backpack would walk out, get all of these little plastic baggies, walk out into the car park and recycle them all. Which is fantastic, you know, way before anybody else was talking about recycling. Yeah, they were recycling all these little bags to the punters who would come up and we'd all go around the circle again. Yeah. But,
Would have liked to count the money at the end of that day.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Especially from a young kid from Dunedin, it was very eye-opening.
I can imagine. Wow. I was talking to you before, and you said to me that you worked on Metallica's Damaged Justice tour back in 1989. That was my first concert that I ever went to in Melbourne at Festival Hall. So everything has just gone downhill for me since then, as far as I can see. Can you tell me, as a fan, about the experience of working on what I think you did, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide was added? Or was Brisbane not there? I know Adelaide was added.
All I can remember is Sydney was last, and Melbourne was before that. So
May
Mel.
4th. May 4th, 1989.
Oh,
It's up there.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Melbourne show was interesting because Festival Hall had their own crowd barricade, keep punters off the stage. And when they opened the doors at sort of 7 p.m, crowd came rushing in. We didn't have a chuggy there to say,
you in the black t-shirt.
You in the black t-shirt. So within 5 minutes, the barricade had been pushed down, been destroyed by the crowd. So I had to close the doors again, get everybody that was already inside, push them back, which was very difficult to do. But anyway, ended up with a couple of big truck ramps, which I'm sure you're quite familiar with.
Yes.
Aluminium truck ramps, which are heavy as hell, and shored them up with some temporary wooden, bits and pieces and blah, blah, blah. And that was our barricade for the night. So that was the Melbourne show. Then we had to overnight to Sydney. Our rigging truck got as far as Albury, and then it got T-boned by a garbage truck. Tipped on its side.
Yeah.
So there was our rigging. So we're all sitting in Sydney waiting for the should be the first truck, and it was not forthcoming. But luckily we were in Sydney, so we were able to get a bunch more stuff from the factory and get a light rig up. And they had the police horse riot squad there
in Melbourne State,
and in Sydney. Very interesting.
Wow, that is a time.
It was the end of the tour too, and people have been given stuff, and they couldn't take it with them. I don't know. So the last night of that tour in Sydney, back at the hotel, was fun. It was good.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, nice bonus for the end of the tour.
So what's some of the favourite shows you've been able to work on?
Musically?
Musically, yeah.
Musically, The Temptations and the Four Tops, believe it or not.
You like that one?
Well, again, I wasn't expecting it. It was just, but I realised as soon as I heard the music, it was stuff that I'd grown up with in the background. When I was a kid, you just heard this stuff on the radio. And the songs were great, and the arrangements were great. They had a musical director, a little orchestra, which was, the backing band that did the backing for both artists, and they all came on stage together. So many songs that you just did not realise that you knew.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. But so that was good. Work-wise, U2's Indoor Tour, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I was not a big fan of U2 prior to that, but when they came on stage at Sydney Entertainment Centre, just blew me away. Yeah. A few years later, I did the next tour was outdoors. Was not nearly so much fun.
Nah.
They went from being a family, the crew being a family of sort of 40 or 50 people. And they hadn't been on the road for a couple of years prior to the Love Comes to Town tour with B.B. King. And they all got back, everybody was champing at the bit and hadn't seen each other. It was like this big family, as I said. 2 years later, when they came back, they were at the end of an 18-month world tour and all big outdoor gigs, and had gone from being a family to a corporation.
Yeah.
And it was sort of so corporate, and just everybody was championing the bit to get home for Christmas. No one really wanted to be there anymore. They're all just absolutely burnt out. And so it was not nearly so much fun.
Smells, gigs, smells. What's some of the worst smells you've had?
Well, there's probably been plenty, but because I've got Parkinson's disease, I don't get to smell so much. So that may be a blessing, I'm not sure. Losing your sense of smell is one of the things that goes.
Did that turn out to be one of the reasons why you've left the industry?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, I'm really lucky because a lot of people who have Parkinson's are far worse than I am. So I'm one of the lucky ones. I mean, I don't shake anymore. I used to, but I've had the operation. I've had an implant.
Well, that just sits under the skin.
It sits under the skin, sends out 140 hertz signal, which goes up the multi-core, up to two sides of the brain, with about 2 antenna down there. I wish they could put music on it, but no.
What music would you put on there?
I'd put Pink Floyd on there, mate. No problem.
So is there any advice that you would have to the people that are in the industry now, as you're coming towards the end of your career, or at the your career?
No, you're right.
What advice would you have for those?
I would say definitely think about your superannuation. People don't think about it, and so definitely industry fund instead of a private fund, because a private fund they're really looking after the shareholders. They're not worried as much about yourself or whatever. And I was in the unique position of having some money in one fund and some in the other, and the difference was chalk and cheese. So and it's also, they're quite good for check out the insurance aspect of them. It may be boring, but boy, it would make $100,000 a difference to you somewhere down the track, or could do potentially. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me in your house.
No problem at all. You're welcome.
Now that's us, out. Me and Mike. Thanks very much.
Hey, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Dan.
We're Mannequin Death Squad, and you're watching the Roadie Show.
Nothing better than a really tight sweater. Nothing better than a really tight sweater. Nothing better than a really tight sweater. Nothing better. Nothing better.
While here, after I've dropped the kids off at the pool, I always use Clap Hands sanitizer for that extra freshness.
Hi, my name's Darren Russell. When I'm not sitting here in Canberra waiting for our industry and our work to come back, I'm watching The Roadie Show.
Save live music. Contact your local member.
Hi, Wally here. I don't often eat pasta, but when I do, I call 1-800-LASAGNA.
Yeah, g'day, I'm Simon Christian, otherwise known as Shrimp, and you are watching The Roadie Show. Specky.
Dale and I have a long history with Alex Sard, because where Dale and I used to play in a covers band before Prawn Crash, and Alex was our lighting guy, and then we snitched him and took him into Bullcrash and
ruined his career.
Ruined his career.
The best thing about Alex Saad was that he went overboard. Like he'd never ever said that's enough, or I'm not going to do that. Whatever he could get in there, if he wanted it in, he would fit it in.
He put it in. He worked.
Forget the band.
Forget the band.
He would put the fucking line in there, and you'll stand over there.
Yeah.
Because that's where that light is good. And if you fucking move, you're dead.
Well, at the times I've gotten the drum fill wrong, and after gigs, said, "You got the drum fill wrong." You're supposed to
cracks and dirt. Watch it trickle, watch it overflow. Gain momentum, swallow simple life. Never want you right here. I had a home, now it isn't a home. But I'll protect you, I'll still protect you. Cause people in this town keep staring at the mighty ball. Great ball. Protect you, cause people in this town staring